Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando, that's Corey, and today we're doing 1995's Congo.
This is the movie I have reviewed as I watched it 2 hours ago and forgot I saw it.
This movie was requested on Patreon by Damien, so you're welcome, Damien. Before we get into the cast...
A shocking lack of karate in this movie for a Damien request.
Yeah, I thought the gorilla was going to key some
Amy,
people.
no, kung fu. Amy, hee-yaw.
Oh, but if you want to subscribe and get all the extra stuff on Patreon, we have subscriptions from free to paid. There's KTR merch. There's all kinds of stuff there. But yeah, join us on Patreon. Subscribe to us on Patreon. At the very least, if you join for free, you get the review with all the clips. So let's get into the cast of 1995's The Congo, or just Congo. This film stars Laura Linney as Dr. Karen Ross, Tim Curry as Herkermer Homolka,
The Swedish chef.
Dylan Walsh as Dr. Peter Elliot, Joe Don Baker as R.B. Travis, and Ernie Hudson as Captain Monroe Kelly.
Joe Don Baker, who I like quite a bit in everything he's in. I'm pretty sure this was just like Mr. Zales starting his company. That's what the real story of this is. Like, he's hiring CIA agents to go find it. He's like, give me the fucking diamonds! He's over it.
Dude, this is Joe Don Baker's just MO, and they're like, we need a guy who doesn't give a shit about anybody, and just he has this one goal, and he's like the bad guy. And they're like, who should we get for the Joe Don Baker? Like, fuck, yeah, absolutely. And we do also get appearances and cameos by the great Bruce Campbell as Dr. Travis, and which is R.B. Travis's son in this. And we get a Joey Pants sighting as Eddie.
Joey Pants and Ernie Hudson can do every movie together, and I would have zero problem with it.
Fantastic. Both of them.
If that was Lethal Weapon, awesome.
Can we make that happen? A Joey Pants and Ernie Hudson shot-for-shot remake? That would be...
They both just say, I'm too old for this shit, constantly.
You were correct.
So this movie opens in the Congo, where we have CharlesTravis and his buddy Jeffrey. They're testing this diamond-powered communications laser on a dormant volcano, or around a dormant volcano. And you have Dr. Karen Ross, who's at like headquarters, communicating with Charles. And we have Jeffrey, who I really don't know. They just keep calling him Jeffrey. I don't know if he's a doctor. I don't know like what he's actually doing on this like excursion in the Congo.
He's bro coding.
He's super excited that he found like this lost city. He's like jumping in the water. He's like, Charles, you totally got to see this.
This was a confusing set of shots. Because I didn't know if they were pulling like a King Kong thing where they were going into the upside down world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't understand the swimming part. And then they're both just like, they'd have their Farrah Fawcett moment.
Yeah.
With the weird 90s hair. And it was just all really weird. Like, the whole opening scene, I just feel like there was either a lot of shit cut because they ran out of time, or they just didn't even think about it. That something was missing in this where it could have been way more cohesive. It was all over the goddamn place.
No, it was, because you also get Charles, who is like, I don't know, eating a Kind bar. He was like, oh, this is really cool, Jeffrey. We found this lost city. Awesome. And Jeffrey goes in. He's like, I got to go get my bag in the cave that I left over there for some strange reason. And he's like eating like a Pop-Tart or something. He's like, oh, are you throwing stuff at me? And it's like an eyeball. And then he turns around and you just get the, and then cut. Like the end scene.
I feel like they were like, the studio executives went, you know what? Bruce Campbell is used to working on a tight budget.
Yeah.
Slash everything that he's in.
Yes.
Just make it like handheld and found footage shit, and just we don't even need a director for this. Just have him go out there and he holds an eyeball up in his hand. So scary, right? No.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
It is very confusing. And again, I know we don't do research. The one thing that I did, because once I remembered, because as soon as you have the opening scenes, and I'm like, oh, Bruce Campbell's in this. Like, I totally forgot he was in this.
Mm-hmm.
He actually auditioned for Pete Elliot, Dr. Pete Elliot.
Oof.
And they were like, nah, but you're Bruce Campbell, so we're going to put you in this film. You could be Charles, and you could be in this for 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was a mistake on their part.
I think so. I think he would have been a good Dr. Elliot.
Yes. 100%.
I think so. But we get the Karen and her team checking on Charlie, and they find that their whole camp is destroyed. The whole team is dead, and this huge gorilla runs across the screen, like knocks the camera out, and they're trying to figure it out. Like, what was the thing that motherfucker, that's a gorilla. Like, I hate to tell you, but it was like a big hairy thing that went across the screen. What else could it be?
Well, some of them are trying to figure it out. Big Boss Man is basically like, where's my fucking diamonds and cash flow problem?
I need a new cash machine. This diamond, this is it.
Well, and they have this whole argument about, because like now he's like, Dr. Karen, you're like former CIA. You could totally go down there and get the diamonds. And in this whole argument, there's two things that I'm like, well, I don't even know what the fuck is going on here. One, she's like trying to get out, and he's like, the door's locked. I'm not going to give you the code until you use the fire extinguisher on the TV I just put my 9-iron through.
And I wish that was as nice as he said it, because he starts a fire in the control center and then goes, I can put out the fire. And she's like, okay. Like, I'm going to, because there's a fire, but for a second, I really thought she was going to hit him over the head with the fucking fire extinguisher. Because that's what I would have done. Yeah. And I wonder if the 9-iron was Joe Don Baker's decision, or if that was like in the script, or that was the director, because they were like, well, he's a captain of industry. How do we show that outside that he's like old and white and in a suit? How do we show that? And they're like, well, give him a 9-iron. Because he's carrying the 9-iron around from the time you see him into the control room. But what I've heard is Arnold Palmer has a giant dick. Superb dick, the biggest dick. Every CEO should have a dick. So yeah, that's basically what they were going for. Was like, dude, have you ever seen Arnold Palmer piss? Yeah. Like, give Joe Don Baker a 9-iron, and every golfer will know this is a big swinging dick in the room. Clearly.
Absolutely. Well, so I don't get that. And then I also don't get Karen here, where she makes him promise that he's sending her there to get his son, and not just for the diamonds. And he's like,
tell me you love your son.
I do.
And that's why you're sending me.
It is.
And she's like, I'm going to hold you to that. Remember this. And it's like, dude, what are we doing here?
God, like, you know the answer, lady. I get it. You got to get there because you want to save your boy and make sure he's okay. Totally fine and understand that. But also...
And you know this guy well enough to know.
You know he don't give a fuck about his son. You know how I know? He sent him to that region of the fucking Congo.
You were correct.
You could have changed one little thing in the writing here, where he's like, oh, my son, you need to go down and get my son. And then as soon as she leaves, he's like, ooh, ha, diamonds, or whatever. Like, yeah. But you just had to change that one little thing. This whole scene made zero sense.
Nope.
But so after this, we cut to Dr. Peter Elliot and his assistant, Richard. they're teaching a gorilla named Amy to communicate using the Nintendo Power Glove or whatever. So they give this like whole presentation. And even though it goes well, Peter's super concerned because Amy is having nightmares and psychological issues, probably because of two things. One, they're feeding her Taco Bell and martinis. And two, he's probably banging it. He's banging it, right?
Yeah. I know. Look, I'll speak from experience. When I've had Taco Bell and martinis and pass out, I wake up with a sore asshole. That's what happens. One way or another, you're either getting fucked literally or figuratively by the Taco Bell and martini diet you're on.
I'm telling you, it was like, oh, I'm super concerned. And then like the next scene is like, Amy want tickle.
That's right.
Tickle me.
Jungle.
Tickle me. Tickle me.
There's something nefarious going on.
Yeah. Dr. Elliot Cosby. Cosby. She starts like doing a dance in a sweater and shit, and they're like, we don't understand. It's the 90s. We love this guy.
All her paintings, it's not the jungle, it's just different Cosby sweaters. But Peter here figures out that Amy has been painting a jungle with her paintings and decides that he needs to return her to Africa because that's where she wants to go. But the university is reluctant to fund the trip.
This guy's a fucking doctor, and he's like, I think that picture of trees and leaves and vines might be a jungle. You're a fucking doc. You got a PhD, dickhead.
Dude, these guys, all of them.
His partner is the biggest pussy on the fucking planet. This guy almost gets him killed like 7 different times.
Absolutely. None of all these people have PhDs in this movie, and none of them act like actual people that have PhDs.
No. He was so much better in True Lies when he was actual comic relief with Tom Arnold.
Yes.
Instead of like trying to be comic relief, but like a pretentious cocksucker like Michael Crichton. I'm only jealous. You're not that bad. Is writing this guy to be. Dude, he's not funny. I know he's supposed to be, but he's not.
He's really not. But they're approached here. Peter and the dude from the university are approached by Herkermer Homolka, who offers he offers to fund this trip. And Karen also talks her way onto the expedition by paying for the fuel, because Herkermer in this movie, he plays this like, oh, I'm this rich guy from Romania, and it's sexy times.
Full-on rapist.
Yes. But like, he's every person that I've met in this industry and others that's like, no, totally, dude. Like, you could make so much money, and I'll fund, and I'll blah, 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 and this and that. Like, it's all smoke and mirrors, and they're really broke. They really have no money.
Corey's Life Lessons.
Hi, kids. Uncle Corey here. Before the internet was rife with, check out this deal, and I'm a Nigerian prince, and send me this much money. This is what con men used to look like.
Yes.
When you're like, man, we need to get Amy to the jungle. Who can help us? And somebody goes, hello, it's me. I'll take you to the jungle for free. You're getting fucking scammed, dude.
I will pay for Amy to go home.
If this guy was in a restaurant with me, I wouldn't be able to eat. I love Tim Curry. This isn't a shot at Tim Curry. Tim Curry is one of my favorite people and human beings of all time. I love that dude.
Dude, he's a great actor. I love him.
He's such a great actor that this dude is fucking revolting.
How many times do we say it? If you make me feel something about your character, you did your job.
Yes.
And this dude is so gross.
Yes.
But they finally get to Africa. They're picked up by Monroe and Eddie, the duo that we love oh so much.
Murtaugh and Riggs, as they will forever be known henceforth.
But they're captured by authorities. They're questioned by the military. And after they bribe the leader, they're let through. Because, like, the Zaire border's closed and yada yada.
And this was super disappointing on a couple levels. One, our comic relief guy is like, I heard a gun cock. I'm getting out of here. Dude, I would knock you the fuck out if we're in that situation and you piss your pants like that. You are not getting me dead like that. No. You don't run. And then Laura Linney, who's a CIA operative or former, is literally like in the truck, and the guy opens the canvas, and she just goes, "Huh, buddy?" Like, you know how to act better than that. That was insane. I was so disappointed in everybody throughout this. And Joey Pants and Ernie Hudson, Merton Riggs, should have had this shit paid off, so it wasn't even an issue. Well before, this is the plane you're even touches by down. Your seat at your Joey Pants, and it's not good.
It's not a good look. But after they bribe the leader, they get through. They finally get past the Zaire border by plane. They're forced to parachute out after their plane is shot at and eventually shot down.
Corey's life lessons.
Hi, everybody. I'm Corey. When your plane is fucking crashing, I don't have time to do all the preamble shit because the plane is crashing.
Yeah.
You understand? When somebody's doing that and they're like, here's a parachute, we got to jump, I'll take Amy. You're like, no, I'm not doing this.
This isn't gonna work. Oh, yes, it is.
Fuck around and find out, moron. I'm still taking your gorilla. If nothing else, I'm going to sell it.
Well, not for nothing. But once they pay off the military, if I beat her, I'm like, I mean, we're close to the jungle. I could just let her go right here. My expedition is over.
Amy, go. Bye-bye. Leave now. That way.
Like, I don't understand throughout this, from here, like, through the end. I don't understand, like, this isn't an adoption process. That's not how animals work, okay? It's not like you got to sit down with the silverback and his wife, and you're like, well, what do you guys do for a living? And how much money do you make? And where's your hut or whatever place you live in? You just, here it is, and you go. And let's face facts, back to my earlier point, if all Amy's doing is eating Taco Bell and drinking martinis and doing finger paints, she's surviving all of 2 hours, because once they get into the jungle and they're walking through here to go to set up camp, and I think at one point the gorilla comes up and he's just like, Amy's dead. The gorilla's gonna eat her head.
Amy doesn't even do anything to help Dr. Elliot because she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. It's like, Jesus Christ, what is this thing? We're the same species? That's insane. Amy is going to get dropped off in the jungle, wander alone, because no gorilla tribe's going to accept her. She's going to be like, Amy, good gorilla. And they're just going to go, because they don't speak that stupid shit. And then she's going to walk into a village that also doesn't speak sign language and go, Amy, good gorilla. And they're going to go, and kill her and go, dinner.
You were correct.
Can we talk about that this is the beginning of the Planet of the Apes movies? Because that's Dr. Elliot's whole like premise here. We're gonna strap her up with the Nintendo Power Glove, and we're gonna send her into the jungle to talk to the gorillas, and she's gonna teach them how to speak. Cut to 10 years later, and James Franco, after diddling underage chicks, is like teaching gorillas how, like, he gets Amy and brings her back. Like, this is the whole beginning of the Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah, and his whole thing is flawed too, because she can teach him how to speak without the Nintendo Power Glove.
Yes.
That's for you to understand what she's saying to them.
Yes. Not for them.
Not for them. They speak no English. Even if they were able to understand human words, it wouldn't be English. They're in the fucking Congolese jungle.
You were right.
After they set up camp, the best is Karen sets up like all her equipment to communicate with Travis back in Houston.
Mm.
And Peter and Amy are like playing around. They knock over her equipment. Travis thinks that it's another attack, so he sends another team to the Congo. And they get this
super well.
Yeah, exactly. And they get this visit that right after this, they get a visit from this local tribe who tells them that they found a dead white man. Karen sees that it's Bob from her company. He's not actually dead, but he's in this like comatose state. Bob sees Amy, loses his shit, screams, and then dies. The group here then makes its way down to the area where Karen's team was lost. Homolka shares his reason for wanting to find the city of Zinj because he read a book when he was a kid, and he was just like, yeah, no, totally. Now I got a ring.
And he also just sprinkles in throughout this some lightweight racism, but he's a coward, so he won't go all the way with it. It's nuts. And Ernie Hudson checks him constantly. Like, if Joey Pants was there, if Riggs was there, he would have fucking gave him a spit kick.
He wouldn't have made it to the end.
Hell no. There would have been a reason for its accent to be like this all the time, because he had no fucking jaw left.
Listen,
Riggs broke my jaw because I was a racist.
But after this is where they run into the silverback, where it comes up. This is kind of a funny scene because you have Ernie Hudson and Peter, and they're standing like right in front of the silverback, and it charges them, does the whole it cuts to the silverback, and then when it cuts back to Peter, the whole crew is hiding, including Ernie Hudson, and Ernie Hudson actually provides some of the comic relief here, where he's like, oh, sorry, I ran away, I was scared or whatever. But my favorite part of this scene is Amy, because I'm Amy good.
I'm Amy. Good, Amy.
Bitch, you got a no fear backpack on. The fuck? That gorilla is going to smush you. The fuck are we talking about?
Dude, Amy is so childlike. If she lived in Utah, she'd have a husband. It's insane. This whole experiment is bananas.
Literally.
I didn't even get that pun.
So I gotta, hey, listen, since we're keeping score, I gotta point out your puns now. So,
yep.
There you go.
Mine will always be accidental. FYI.
But they find, and again, here's another, like, inconsistency with me anyway. Because at the beginning you have Jeffrey who's like, oh, I dove into this water and I found this little underground thing to this lost city of Zinj. These guys, just as the group, they finally just find it by stumbling across and like looking through a bush, and they're like, oh, there it is.
It's the dry season.
So everyone goes inside the cave where Jeffrey got murked, while Amy stays outside with Richard and a couple of the guides. Richard runs into the cave here as the big gray gorilla attacks everyone. They shoot at it, and the gorilla runs away. This is where it goes from like a regular movie to like craziness, because they set up camp here. Okay, you just got attacked by this giant gray gorilla, and I get it, technology and things. But they set up this camp here where they got guns on like turrets and electric fences.
Oh yeah, they're fighting xenomorphs at this point.
Like,
and nothing stops these gorillas. There's like 6 of these dudes, and they do not die.
Exactly. They're running into this like electric fence, and it's basically like a dog running into a normal household electric fence, where it's just like, ooh, that was a little shocking. The gorillas don't give 2 shits.
No, I think one has a boner halfway through it. Like, he's into it. He just keeps bouncing off the thing. Like, this feels really good.
That's the Cory gorilla. So they that night they have that at the camp. So they're doing this whole thing. The gorillas are testing the parameters. They're chased away they also realize, after the gorillas are chased away, that a few of the guides, Amy and Homolka, are all missing. So the group goes back into Zinj, where they find Solomon's diamond mine. Herkermer is holding like fistfuls of diamonds as these gray gorillas come out. He's murked by
He's so blinded. He goes full Scrooge McDuck. It's like, everybody pick up diamonds with hands. Help me, dig diamonds. And then he's
diving,
just running in circles. And everybody's like, dude, stop.
You talk about the gorilla having a boner. I'm pretty sure he had a boner in this scene.
Oh, he lost it, dude. He was lactating. He was so excited.
He was diving into the diamonds like Scrooge McDuck, swimming in it, doing the backstroke.
DuckTales. Ooh.
But after he gets murked by the gray gorillas, the others just start blasting. They just come out blasting. Karen and Peter then find Charles's dead body with the large blue diamond in his hand. And pretty much everyone is dead now. And the gorillas like pull Peter away into the middle of this cave. They start surrounding him. This is where Amy jumps out and keeps the gorillas away, because Amy is this big. These gorillas are 7 feet tall. Okay, this is like Muggsy Bogues in the NBA. But she ain't that good. She doesn't have that crossover, okay?
No, they're not even like really leaving him alone. They're just like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
Because a gorilla jumps down in front of other gorillas and is like, no, Peter, good. Amy, good. And they're like, the fuck?
She's like, Peter, pee-pee touch. Peter, pee-pee touch. And by the way, when they're in this cave, they see other gorilla bones.
Yeah.
In the cave. So these gorillas have attacked other gorillas.
What it really takes is Laura Linney going, fuck PETA. I'm taking everybody the fuck out, loading up a laser. I mean, Laura Linney's basically wielding a lightsaber at this point.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
And she wholesale is like, dude, fuck you, endangered species. You're done.
She's just sawing bitches in half here. She's just like, oh, here's the diamond. Wow. Just like crushing it. Killing all the gorillas.
I would have died if she cut off when she cut off the hand of the gorilla. And then she looks down and goes, oh, I am your father, right? Right? Everybody?
Right.
No? Fuck you. And then just starts going back to it.
Am I right, guys? But after this, and after Karen goes fucking lightsaber on all the gorillas, this is when the volcano explodes. They escape as lava pours into the cave. The killer gorillas are smothered by the lava, and the city collapses.
I think you're more burnt by lava than you are smothered by it.
I don't know, smothered.
You get smothered by ash, like Vesuvius.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah,
this is what we're doing now. We're getting into technicalities.
Just saying. I mean, the words are invented for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, words and things. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Some fucking specificity.
Smothered sounded better to me, but they get smothered and
covered
boiled alive and chunked. There you go.
We'll Waffle House this bitch.
So the gray gorillas get Waffle Housed here. The city collapses, but they get away into the jungle. Karen contacts Travis and lets him know that she found the blue diamond and the diamond mine, but that Charles is dead. Travis doesn't give two shits about his son.
No, he throws a fucking Chicago Bulls victory parade. He's like, we got the diamonds? Break it out! And fucking Michael Jordan's up there, happy, and Dennis Rodman's fucking Carmen Electra somewhere backstage.
Absolutely.
It's just wild.
Oh, no, he's
fucking everyone.
Again, this is the third boner of the movie that we see. So he doesn't care about his son dying. So Karen programs the laser to target Travicom's multi-million-dollar satellite and shoots it and destroys it in space.
Which is like, dude, I don't think anybody should have this technology. That's wild.
No, and they're like, we're totally going to use this laser for communications? Is that what we're using it for?
I think we're going to use it to destroy the Russians. That's my guess.
I think we're going to sell this to the military.
I think Marjorie Taylor Greene saw this movie and thought it was a documentary.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is.
So after she destroys this satellite,
is her real name Karen Soros? I think it might be.
Amy then finds some good gorillas to hang out with, and Monroe, Karen, and Peter set up a hot air balloon, fly away, and Karen has Peter throw away the only diamond she managed to save from the mine. And the balloon sails away from the jungle as Amy watches with her Nintendo Power Glove, which, by the way, I know I brought up the Nintendo Power Glove. What a dog shit, item that came out. The Power Glove was terrible.
Yes, it was almost as terrible as leaving this now wild gorilla in the jungle with a communications pack that eventually is going to run out of battery. And
Yes.
She's not going to be able to get it off. She's just walking around with a hunk of metal on her back in the fucking jungle. Are you crazy?
She's just got a Thanos glove. And
Oh, dude. Her hand and her back are going to rot out in a week.
She's like, hey guys, I got a no fear backpack. That means I'm cool in the jungle, right? What?
Amy, Thanos.
You know what? She's still a nerd because she's two strapping it. You got to one strap that shit.
That's how you know we're Gen X.
Fucking
We're
nerd gorilla.
all day.
You fucking
strap dorks.
nerd ass gorilla in the jungle.
Dude, this was crazy. They leave her with that. And I got a hot tip just in case you're ever in the Congo.
Corey's life lessons.
Well, hi, everybody that's in the Congo, and you find a big diamond and you work your laser and you made your point. Keep the diamond. Sell that bitch. I know you're CIA. You can get a job wherever, because great. Sell the diamond, though, and then you don't have to ever worry about anything.
And then don't work.
Yeah.
And you could just live Corey's life.
It's pretty great.
So.
White man summer.
You could sell the diamond for gazillions of dollars, buy a home on the beach, and then you just do a show making fun of movies and making jokes all day.
It works.
It's pretty simple. But
yeah, so am I.
I really, yes, you are. I liked this movie when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was, dare I say, fun. The whole Amy gorilla, Amy good gorilla, Amy one green drop drink. That shit.
Ugly gorillas, ugly, go away.
I know it wasn't meant for comic relief, or maybe it was. It was funny as shit to me. I enjoyed it. Just from front to back, I thought it was a really good movie. And obviously there's a lot of shit to make fun of because of the whole fucking premise.
Yeah,
which is great to this day.
I have weird feelings about this movie because I am eternally in love with Laura Linney.
Me too.
So it's like I'm gonna like whatever she's doing because I am so into her. I'm so into you. I won't do that ever again. But yeah, I just like having a talking gorilla goes against God first and foremost. So all praises be to him, and let's start there. Overall, though, if this is the movie that got Michael Crichton and Jurassic Park made,
yeah,
totally worth it.
Oh, absolutely.
If this is what got it going, great. I am all about it. So from that standpoint, yeah, because I have hindsight. That being said, though, this movie's okay.
I still really
nobody
enjoy it.
If nobody had requested this, Damien, I would have never probably seen this movie again. Or maybe one day I'd have been like on Tubi and just been like,
Yeah.
oh, Congo, okay. And half watched it while I was like doing my house or cleaning and all that shit.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think that would have been the best case scenario to watch this. But other than that, nah.
I still like it. Like you said, it's an okay. I dig the movie, but it's not like something that I'm like, oh, dude, you know what I haven't seen in a while? Congo. I really need to revisit that. There's really no need to, but I still, to watch this, listen, this is 10 times better than some of the bullshit we've reviewed in the past. Like, I actually sat through and watched it and enjoyed myself.
Like compared to the run we've been on recently, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But that being said, no. Just because you're starving, dog food is still dog food.
What did Eddie Murphy say? If you're starving and somebody throws you a cracker, you're like, that's the best goddamn cracker I ever had in my life.
Pretty much.
So the Congo is that cracker. We'll just say that.
Yep.
I think we'll get into there. Oh, love it. Do you have anything else?
No, this cracker's done.
So is this one. For Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 1995's Congo, requested by Damien on Patreon.
Damien, eat shit. Damien, eat shit.